What if everything society taught you about getting rich is a lie? The wealthy follow a set of secret rules the rest of us never learn, and this story reveals them all. To start your journey to financial freedom, subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a lesson. Today, I want to talk about something very important. It's a topic that I believe can help you see your life in a new way and maybe, just maybe, completely change it for the better. So please find a comfortable, quiet place. Take a slow, deep breath and listen with an open heart. This is not just another talk about motivation. This is something deeper. If you have a feeling deep inside you that you don't want to be like everyone else, then you have to do what other people are not willing to do. And that is the secret I want to share with you today. We all want to become rich, right? Or at least we want to have financial freedom. People often think, oh, rich people must come from wealthy families, or they must be the smartest people in the world. But let me tell you something. Think about a person like Elon Musk. His net worth is over $342 billion. He is the world's richest person. He can buy almost anything he wants. But was he born into a family of billionaires? No, he was not. He is not from another planet. We all live here in the same world. We live under the same sky, and we breathe the same air. So why do some people make millions of dollars while other people struggle every single day? Let's be honest with ourselves for a moment. Most people feel trapped in their jobs. They are struggling to save just a little bit of money. They are always waiting for the next salary and dealing with endless expenses. Many people think to themselves, I want to quit this job. My money is so limited, I can't do the things I dream of. But let me ask you a gentle question. If you quit your job today, would your next job make you a millionaire? Probably not. You compromise on your dreams. Maybe you don't buy the shoes you really like. You put your bigger dreams on a shelf. You watch other people living these big, luxurious lives, and you wonder, how did they do that? Why are rich people rich? When you see young millionaires and billionaires, it can feel frustrating. You might even curse your luck. You say, I wish I had money. I wish I could buy my dream car or my dream house. But for most people, it always stays a dream. But what if I told you that your dreams can come true? Yes, they really can. There is a deep science, a real method behind becoming rich. And if you apply it, you won't have to kill your dreams anymore. Right now, you might be thinking, John, I think you are lying. But trust me, by the end of our time together today, you will realize that nobody has ever told you these things before. You have to break free. You must break free from the rules that school, college, and society have created. If you follow what I am about to tell you, you will reach the end of a path. And at the end of that path, you will find unimaginable wealth, happiness, and freedom waiting for you. I am going to guide you step by step. Just make sure you listen carefully until the very end, because missing even one part could mean missing out on the life you dream of. And of course, listening to this story will also be great for your English. It uses real-life examples and clear explanations that will help improve your vocabulary, your listening skills, and your understanding of these important ideas. As you follow along, you'll learn new words and new ways to build sentences. This will help you express yourself better and feel more confident when you speak English. So let's begin. 1. Don't follow the crowd. The first idea is a big one. Most people in the world do what everyone else is doing. It seems like the safe thing to do. They go to school, they get a degree, they find a job, and they spend their entire lives working for someone else. They follow this traditional path because they think it is the safest way to live. But think about it for a moment. If the crowd was right, if this path was the secret to wealth, then everyone would be rich. Look around you. Are they? No. The crowd is struggling. Most people are living from one paycheck to the next, often drowning in debt. Now think about the richest people in the world. People like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, or Mark Zuckerberg. Did they follow the crowd? No, they did not. They created something new. They took risks. They dared to think differently. Imagine you are in a big river. Everyone is swimming in one direction because they all believe it's the right way to go. It feels safe to be with them. But then a few people stop. They look around. They notice something others don't see. They realize there is a shortcut, a different path that leads to success. Those few people become rich because they dared to think for themselves. Be one of those people. If you want to be rich, you have to find the courage to break away from the crowd. Start questioning everything. Stop just believing what society tells you about money. You have to learn to think independently. 2. Stop working for only money. This next idea is so important. The biggest mistake that most people make is working just for money. They wake up in the morning, they go to work, they come home feeling tired, and then they repeat that same cycle day after day. But do they ever get rich from this? No. Why not? It's because they are trading their time for money. Let me ask you, how much can you work in one day? Maybe 8 hours. 12 hours. There is always a limit to your time. And because there is a limit to your time, there is a limit to how much money you can earn. But rich people don't work for money in this way. They make money work for them. Imagine 2 people. One person works 12 hours every day at a normal job. The other person builds a business or invests in stocks or creates a product. This product makes money for them even while they are sleeping. Now, who do you think will be richer in the long run? It will be the second person, of course, because they have created something called passive income. Their money is working for them, not the other way around. So you must stop working only for money. Start learning how to make your money work for you. 3. Doing everything yourself is a trap. So many people, especially when they are starting out, think they have to do everything by themselves. They believe this will save money. They say, I will work extra hard. I will do everything alone because I can't afford help. But this is a huge mistake. It's a trap that keeps people small. Rich people understand the incredible power of delegation. Delegation means giving tasks to other people. They build a team. They hire experts. And they focus only on what they do best. Imagine you are building a house. If you try to do everything yourself, the plumbing, the electricity, the painting, all of it, it will take you years and years. The result might not even be very good. But if you hire experts for each task, the house is built much faster and much better. This is exactly how successful businesses work. Stop trying to do everything yourself. It feels responsible, but it is actually limiting your growth. Learn to delegate. Find people who are better than you at certain things and let them help you. 4. Stop hanging with broke friends. This next point might sound a little bit harsh, but it is true. Your income is often the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you are always surrounded by people who have a poor mindset, who are negative, and complain about life and money all the time, you will start to become just like them. Their energy and their beliefs will rub off on you. But if you spend your time with people who are rich, successful, and motivated, your own mindset will begin to change. You will start thinking bigger. You will start to see possibilities instead of problems. Imagine 2 kids. One kid grows up in a poor neighborhood where everyone is struggling. He sees struggle every day, so he believes that struggling is a normal part of life. The other kid grows up in a place where he sees successful people every day. He sees people building businesses and creating wealth. So he believes that success is normal. Who do you think has a better chance of becoming successful? The kid who sees success as normal will likely be more successful because his environment shapes his mindset, his expectations, and his habits. Surround yourself with winners. This doesn't mean you must leave your old friends behind. It just means you should actively seek out people who inspire you and lift you up. Gently distance yourself from people who are negative and lazy. Your environment shapes who you become. 5. Be ready to work harder than anyone else. There is no magic formula to becoming rich. There is no easy shortcut. If you want to build wealth, you have to be willing to work harder than anyone else. This is a simple, powerful truth. The biggest difference between a successful person and a person who fails is not their intelligence, it is their persistence. Persistence means you keep going even when things are difficult. Most people give up after only a few failures, but rich people never give up. They keep going no matter what happens. Think about Thomas Edison. They say he failed 10,000 times before he finally invented the light bulb. Can you imagine that? Imagine if he had given up after 999 tries. The world would be a very different place. If you want to be rich, you must decide to be unstoppable. When others are resting, you are working. When others are complaining, you are learning. Work harder than anyone you know, and success will have no choice but to find you. 6. Don't try to look rich. Be actually rich. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make on their journey. They spend money to appear rich instead of spending money to actually build wealth. So many people buy luxury cars, expensive watches, and designer clothes just to impress other people. They want to show everyone that they are successful. But true wealth is not about showing off. True wealth is about having financial freedom. It's about not having to worry about money. For example, imagine a man who earns $50,000 a year, but he spends most of that money on designer clothes, a fancy car, and expensive vacations. He might look rich to his friends and neighbors, but he has no savings. He has no investments. Now imagine another man who earns the same amount, $50,000 a year. But he lives simply and invests his money in real estate, in stocks, and in starting a small business. In 10 years, the first man is still struggling financially. He is still trying to impress people. But the second man is now a millionaire. He is financially free. Rich people don't waste their money trying to impress others. They focus on building their wealth first. 7. Assets versus liabilities. Understanding the difference between assets and liabilities is absolutely key to your financial success. It is a very simple idea, but it is so powerful. An asset is something that makes you money. It puts money into your pocket. Examples are things like real estate that you can rent stocks in good companies, or a business that you own. A liability is something that costs you money. It takes money out of your pocket. Examples are car loans, expensive gadgets that you don't need, credit card debt, and other luxury items. Poor people buy liabilities, but they think they are buying assets. Rich people, on the other hand, buy assets that generate passive income for them. Here is a simple example. A person buys an expensive car with a loan. They might think it's an asset because it's valuable. But that car loses its value every single year, and they have to make monthly payments on the loan. It is a liability. Another person buys a small rental property. That property generates rental income for them every month, and its value will likely increase over time. It is an asset. One person is getting poorer every month, and the other person is getting richer. Learn this difference and focus all your energy on buying assets. 8. Have a plan, but many people rely on only one source of income. Usually this is their job. But this is very risky. If that job disappears one day, they are left with nothing. Rich people understand this danger. They always have multiple streams of income. They have more than one way of making money. If one source of income fails, they have others to support them. Think about what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic. So many people lost their jobs. It was a very difficult time. Those who had a second source of income, like an online business or some investments, were able to survive without too much financial stress. But those who depended on only one job struggled a lot. To become rich and secure, you need to create backup income sources. This could be anything from investments to starting a small side business to doing some freelancing work in your free time. Never put all your eggs in one basket. 9. Be generous, but have limits. Many people believe that giving money away makes you poor. But the richest and most successful people understand that generosity is a powerful force. Being generous can attract more opportunities and more positivity into your life. However, they also know that it's important to set boundaries. Imagine a millionaire who donates money to a charity that builds schools. That is a wonderful thing. But he doesn't just give money to every single person who asks him for a handout. He invests his money and his time in things like education, new businesses, and opportunities that help people grow and become independent. He helps them learn how to fish instead of just giving them a fish. If you give too much away without any limits, people will start to take advantage of you. Your resources will be drained. So be a generous person. Help others. But be smart about it. Don't let other people's poor decisions drain your wealth. 10. The wrong beliefs and the wrong equation. Many people believe that working harder is the key to becoming richer. But if you look around, you will see that this is not completely true. If working hard was the only thing that made people rich, then construction workers and farm laborers would be the billionaires of the world. Think about it. A street sweeper works 10 hours a day under the hot sun. It is very hard work, but he remains poor. Meanwhile, a business owner who understands how to invest and how to scale his business might work smarter, not necessarily harder, and he earns millions. Here is the wrong equation that most people believe: hard work equals riches. Here is the right equation: smart work plus financial knowledge equals wealth. Rich people don't just work hard, they work smart. They use tools like leverage investments and systems to grow their wealth without having to work more and more hours. 11. Invest in the stock market. If you are not investing your money, you are losing money every single day. This is because of something called inflation. Inflation means that the money you have today will buy less things in the future. So if you are just keeping your hard-earned money in a bank account, it is slowly losing its power. A bank will never make you rich. The rich don't work for money. They make their money work for them. And one of the best ways to do that is through the stock market. Now many people are afraid of investing. They think the stock market is like gambling, that it's all about luck. But that is a lie. The stock market is a tool. It is a powerful tool that the rich use to multiply their wealth while the poor remain scared and dependent on their salaries. The secret is to understand how it works. Imagine two friends, Adam and Ryan. Adam saves $10,000 in his bank account. Ryan invests his $10,000 in a good, well-performing company. 5 years later, Adam still has his $10,000, maybe with a tiny bit of interest. But Ryan, his money has grown. Maybe it has become $50,000 because he invested wisely in a growing business. Now tell me, who is smarter? Who is on the path to being rich? The answer is obvious. Investing in the stock market is not about luck. It is about strategy. You have to do your research, study companies, and invest in businesses that you believe will grow in the future. If you don't invest, you will likely work your whole life and still struggle. But if you start today, even with a small amount of money, you are on the way to financial freedom. 12. Hard work doesn't make money. Only value does. If hard work alone made people rich, then laborers, farmers, and factory workers would be billionaires. But they are not. Why is that? It's because money doesn't come from hard work. Money comes from creating value. You see people working 12 to 15 hours every single day. They are exhausted, and yet they are still struggling to pay their bills. But then there is someone else who works just 4 hours a day, and they make more money in 1 month than the other person makes in an entire year. What is the difference between them? The difference is value. A person who cleans floors works very hard, but they get paid less because society sees that work as having low value. But a person who designs a cleaning robot that thousands of companies want to buy, that person works smart. He creates immense value, and so he earns millions. This is the reality of our world. Don't just work hard. Work smart. Increase your skills. Find ways to solve big problems for many people. Provide something that people really need. When you create value, money will start to chase you. If you just keep trading your time for money, you will always be poor. 13. Never completely rely on anyone for money. If you depend on someone else for your money, you are living in a very dangerous situation. You are just one step away from disaster. What if that person stops giving you money? What if they lose their job? What if they decide to betray you? What would you do then? You must build your own financial security. Think about this. A man depends completely on his company for his salary. One day, the company shuts down, and he is left with nothing. He has no income. But imagine another man who has built multiple sources of income. He has some stocks, a small side business, and some investments. Even if one of those sources fails, he still has money coming in from the others. Who is safer? Of course, it is the man who built multiple streams of income. No one in this world will ever care about your financial security as much as you do. You must take control of your own life. Start a side business. Learn a high-income skill. Invest your money. Do whatever it takes to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. Being dependent on someone else is the easiest way to stay poor forever. 14. Your time matters. It is precious. You can lose money and you can earn it back. But time is different. Once time is gone, it never ever returns. It is the most precious thing you have. The poor often waste their time on useless things. They watch television for hours and hours. They scroll endlessly on social media. They gossip about other people. But the rich use their time very wisely. They use it for learning, for building, for growing. Look at your own day. How much time do you waste? Every single hour that you waste is money and opportunity lost forever. If you work a job that pays you $10 per hour and you waste 5 hours a day on your phone, you have just lost $50 of potential income. Now imagine wasting that much time every day for years. That is why so many people stay poor. If you want to be rich, you must treat your time like gold. Use every hour to do something productive. Learn a new skill. Build a business. Network with successful people. Create something valuable. Every successful person respects time. Every poor person wastes it. Which one will you choose to be? 15. Create your value. According to the market. If you want to become rich, you cannot just work hard. You have to work smart. And part of working smart means creating value that people are actually willing to pay for. The market does not care about how much effort you put in. It only cares about what you can provide that solves a real problem for people. Think about it. Why do some people earn only $10 per hour, while other people earn $10,000 per hour? The reason is value. The more valuable you are in the marketplace, the more money you will make. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine two people are selling bottled water. The first person sets up a small stand in a regular neighborhood. He sells his bottles of water for $1 each. The second person is smart. He sets up his stand just outside a big exclusive event where people are thirsty and are happy to pay $10 for the same bottle of water. Who will make more money? The second person, of course. He will make much more money because he placed his value where it was most needed and most appreciated. The lesson here is this: don't just work randomly. Work in a place or in a way where your skills, your knowledge, and your services are most valuable. If you have a business, ask yourself, does my product or service actually solve a real problem for people? If you have a job, ask yourself, am I learning valuable skills that the market truly rewards? If the answer is no, you might be wasting your precious time. 16. Your influence. Rich people understand one thing very, very clearly. Money follows influence. The more influence you have, the more money you will make. Look at social media influencers, successful business leaders, and even politicians. Why are they rich? It's because they have influence. Influence is a form of power, and that power attracts money. Let's say you open a new restaurant. You make the most delicious food in the world, but nobody knows about your restaurant. Will you get rich? No, of course not. But if you are an influential person, if people listen to you and trust you, then you can simply tell them about your new restaurant, and they will come running to try it. Influence can be built in many ways. You can build it by becoming an expert in your field. You can build it by creating a strong personal brand. Or you can build it by creating something that people truly admire and respect. Now here is a harsh truth. If you have no influence, you are invisible. And invisible people do not get rich. So start building your influence today. Create content online. Help people. Give value to others for free. Make people trust you. The more influence you have, the more opportunities will come your way. 17. Love what you do or the product you sell. Have you ever met a salesman who doesn't really believe in the product he is selling? You can feel it, can't you? It's a disaster. People can sense his lack of belief, and they won't buy from him. The richest and most successful people in the world either truly love what they do, or they truly believe in the product they are selling. If you don't believe in what you are selling, you will never be able to convince other people to buy it. Think of someone like Elon Musk again. He isn't just selling Tesla cars to make money. He truly believes in them. He believes in a future with electric cars. He believes in innovation. And because his belief is so strong and so real, people trust him and they invest in his companies. Now imagine if he was just trying to make a quick buck. Imagine he was selling something he didn't really care about. Do you think Tesla would be such a huge success? Absolutely not. So if you don't love what you do, find something that you can love. If you are selling something, make sure you believe in it 100%. Because if you don't, people will see right through you and you will fail. 18. Don't spend on things you don't need. Here is a simple but profound difference between the rich and the poor. Poor people spend money to look rich. Rich people spend money to get richer. If you are constantly buying new clothes, an expensive car, and fancy gadgets just to show off to other people, you will never become truly rich. Here is a simple rule to follow. If it doesn't make you money, or if it doesn't significantly improve your life in a meaningful way, then don't buy it. Let's take an example. Two people both earn $5,000 per month. The first person buys a luxury car that has a $1,000 monthly payment. He eats at expensive restaurants and spends a lot of money on designer clothes to look good. The second person invests $2,000 of his salary every month into assets. He buys stocks, invests in businesses, and learns new skills that can make him more money. Now fast forward 10 years into the future. The first person is still working from paycheck to paycheck, trapped in his lifestyle. The second person is now financially free. The lesson is simple. Stop wasting your money on things you don't really need. Use your money as a tool to build your wealth, not to impress people who probably don't even care about you. 19. Don't be desperate. Desperation is a money killer. If you chase money like a hungry dog, it will run away from you. Wealth and opportunity come to those who are confident, strategic, and patient. Here's an example to illustrate this. Imagine you go to a job interview and you desperately need the job. You can feel the desperation inside you. You might start to beg a little. You might lower your salary expectations. You will look nervous and weak. And what usually happens? They reject you. They don't want someone who is desperate. But if you walk into that same interview with confidence, knowing your value and what you bring to the table, you can negotiate for a higher salary and better benefits. They will respect you more. The same thing happens in business. If you beg your customers to buy from you, they will run away. But if you create a strong brand, build trust, and show confidence in your product, customers will want to buy from you. The lesson is to never act desperate, even if you feel it inside. Build your value, improve your skills, create something wonderful, and let money come to you naturally as a result. 20. Don't be ego-driven. Your ego can be the biggest enemy of wealth. Many people fail to get rich simply because their ego is too big. They think they already know everything. They refuse to learn from others, they refuse to take advice, and they refuse to change their strategies even when they are not working. Have you ever met someone who argues about everything? Someone who never listens and always thinks they are right. These people usually stay broke. Why? Because they are not willing to learn from people who are richer and smarter than them. Let's take an example of two business owners who each start a new company. One of them listens carefully to feedback from his customers. He studies the market to see what people want. He is always trying to improve his business. The other owner refuses to change anything. He ignores all advice and does everything his own way because he thinks he knows best. Who do you think will be more successful? The first one, of course. The richest people in the world are always learning. They are constant students of life. They read books, they attend seminars, and they surround themselves with people who are smarter than them. If you want to be rich, you must kill your ego. Be humble enough to learn from those who have already achieved what you want to achieve. 21. Passion, not blame. When you chase after money without any passion, you are setting yourself up for failure. It's a journey with no fuel. So many people blame their lack of wealth on their circumstances, on bad timing, or on other people. But the truth is, the real missing ingredient is often passion. If you don't have a deep passion for what you are doing, you are just going through the motions. And that is the main reason you won't succeed. Let me give you an example. Imagine you are working a job that you hate. Every single morning, you have to drag yourself out of bed. You feel empty inside because your work doesn't excite you. You are just waiting for your paycheck to come in at the end of the month. At the same time, you keep complaining about how hard it is to get rich. The problem is simple. You are not passionate about what you are doing. But now think about someone who loves their job. They wake up early, excited to start their day. They are excited to dive into their work. They are not motivated by money alone. They are motivated by the love they have for what they do. Whether they are creating art, building a business, or solving a difficult problem, their passion drives them. It pushes them to put in the extra hours to learn more and to grow. That passion becomes the engine for their wealth. And that is what will carry them through the difficult times. If you want to get rich, you must find something you love. Let your passion be the fuel that pushes you beyond ordinary limits. 22. Having lots of inputs. Let me be very clear about this. Your mind is like a garden. If you only plant the same old seeds, the same ideas, the same routines, the same opinions, how can you ever expect to grow something new or exciting? Becoming rich doesn't just require hard work. It demands that you constantly feed your brain with a diverse range of ideas. Now think of the most successful entrepreneurs, the wealthiest people in the world. They are constantly gathering inputs from many different fields. They read books on many subjects. They listen to podcasts. They study different industries, and they have conversations with people from all walks of life. Every new idea, every new piece of knowledge is like a fresh seed they plant in the garden of their mind. Let me give you an example. Think of Bill Gates. Many people know him as the founder of Microsoft. But he also invests a lot of his time in learning. He reads at least 50 books every year, and most of them are not directly about technology. Why does he do this? Because he understands that a wide range of inputs allows him to think more creatively. It helps him make connections that other people don't see and find new opportunities where others only see problems. The more inputs you have, the more you can innovate. And that is where true wealth lies. If you are only consuming the same limited information every day, you are cutting off your own potential. Broaden your horizons. Read books, travel. If you can talk to different people and explore new fields of knowledge, the more diverse your inputs are, the greater your chances will be of finding new and unexpected opportunities for wealth. 23. Understand the power of leverage. Leverage is the most powerful tool that the rich use and that the poor often don't even know about. Leverage simply means using other people's money, other people's time, or other people's skills to multiply your own income. Instead of relying only on your own effort, you use leverage to make your money and your efforts work much harder for you. Think about real estate. Instead of saving up $200,000 to buy a house which could take many years, a smart investor uses leverage. He gets a loan from the bank. He pays only $20,000 as a down payment. He rents out the property, and he lets the tenant's rent money cover the mortgage payments. Now, he owns a $200,000 asset, but he only spent $20,000 of his own money. This is how the rich grow their wealth so quickly, while the poor keep saving forever. The lessons here are simple. Use other people's money wisely through things like loans and investments. Build a strong network of people, because who you know is often more powerful than what you know. And learn to delegate. Hiring experts saves you time and makes you more money in the long run. Use technology as leverage. Things like automation, AI, and digital tools can make your business easier and more profitable. 24. Master the art of negotiation. Money doesn't just come from what you do. It also comes from how well you negotiate. Every rich person knows that the price of almost anything is flexible. And those who master the art of negotiation can save millions or earn millions over their lifetime. Whether you are buying a house, signing a business contract, or closing a deal, You must understand the power of negotiation. Imagine a simple example. Two people go to buy the exact same car. The first person walks in, sees the price tag on the window, and pays that price without asking any questions. The other person is a skilled negotiator. He asks questions. He finds a few small flaws in the car. He negotiates politely with the dealer, and he gets a discount of $3,000. Now apply this idea to a business. If you can negotiate 10 deals in a year and make an extra $5,000 of profit on each deal, you have just made an extra $50,000 without working any harder. So here are the lessons. Always ask for a better deal. Never accept the first offer. Study body language and the psychology of people. Be patient, and always be willing to walk away if the deal is not right. Confidence is everything. People respect those who know their value and demand more. 25. Understand that abundance is everywhere. One of the most crucial mindsets you need to have when you are striving for wealth is the understanding that abundance is everywhere. So many people have a scarcity mindset. They see the success of other people and they feel jealousy. They think, there's no way I could ever have what they have. They believe that life is a small pie, and if someone else gets a big slice, there is less for them. But the truth is, abundance is all around you. If you can shift your mindset, you will start to see endless possibilities. There are billions of people in the world, and each one of them has their own set of needs, problems, and desires. And with every single problem, there is an opportunity for a solution. Think about this. Every successful business in the world, whether it's a huge tech company or a small local shop, was built by solving a problem for someone. So if you understand that there is an abundance of problems to solve, you will also realize that there is an abundance of wealth to be created. Take, for example, Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. When she started, she was not a billionaire, but she saw a need in the market. Women wanted a smoother, more comfortable undergarment. There was no product out there that provided that solution. So she created one. Her ability to see abundance in the market not as scarcity, but as an endless pool of opportunities led her to create a company that made her a billionaire. So now, take a moment. Think about the opportunities that are all around you. Stop focusing on the lack of money and start seeing the abundance. There is money to be made. There are customers to be served. And there are opportunities waiting for you. But you have to first believe and understand that you are surrounded by a world of wealth. Now you have all this knowledge, but knowledge alone will not make you rich. Action will. If you just sit and wait, nothing in your life will change. If you keep doing the same things you have always done, you will keep getting the same results. But if you begin to apply these principles step by step, your life will begin to change in wonderful ways. Your dreams are not too big. Your potential is not limited. You don't need luck. You need a strategy. Stop blaming others. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop doubting yourself. The world is yours for the taking if you have the courage to take it. Everything will be fine. I truly hope you get a lot of money because you deserve a life of freedom and joy. Your parents, your family, they deserve everything. God bless you. If you liked this story and found it helpful, please subscribe to our channel and take the first step on your journey towards financial freedom. Thank you for listening.